I want to start off by saying that if your sets look like this, then you're not going to be getting the results that you want. However, if your sets look like that, then you definitely will be seeing results. Stay tuned to find out whether you're pushing a little too hard or not pushing hard enough if you want to see results in the gym. What's up, everyone? David here. We got a new video for y'all today. But before we get into it, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you don't miss on any new videos. Because remember, new videos on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. Now, I want to point out there are 3 types of people that work out, specifically those people whose goal is to build muscle, gain size, look like bodybuilders. 1, you're pushing as hard as you can, but you've been in the game for a while and you're still not seeing the results that you want. Something's not lining up there. Second, you're pushing maybe a little bit too hard, and every day you just feel like, oh man, it hurts to get out of bed. You don't feel energized. You're in the mood, and you're like, oh, I have to go to the gym again. I'm not even recovered from the last workout. And then the third type of person is the type that you want to be. You're pushing just right. You're getting the right amount of recovery, and you're actually seeing the results that you want. Now, for sure, everyone's gonna fall within those 3 categories, but which is the one that you definitely want to be? It's gonna be that third person, that person that is just doing things right. They know how hard they're pushing themselves and they know when to back off a little bit. They are getting the results that everyone would want. So today we're gonna be going over how to know whether you're pushing a little bit too hard and that's why it's hindering your results, or maybe you're not even pushing hard enough and that's the reason why you're not seeing results in the first place. So I wanna start off by telling you a little bit of story. Back in the day when I used to be a personal trainer, I used to have a handful of clients that would come in. Some of these clients were relatively new to working out, so they had a little bit of experience, a couple weeks, a couple months, doing what they thought was correct, but in reality, it wasn't. And then I had other clients who had never lifted a weight in their life, so that's why they got a trainer in the first place, because they want to know what is the proper way to go about it. That first type of client who did have some type of experience, they said, yeah, I've been hitting the gym, I've been doing this machine, doing this exercise, this many sets, this many reps, but you know, I'm not seeing the results that I want. What am I doing wrong? Here's the issue with them. They're not pushing as hard as they may think they are. We'll get into that in a bit. Second type of person, the one who would come in with no experience, that's good. You're gonna teach them the right things right off the gate. I'm gonna be teaching them exactly what it is that they need to be doing if they want to build muscle. What is the proper way to go about the right amount of sets, reps, but most importantly, how to actually go about the set. What is the quality of the work that they're putting in? Because many people think, oh yeah, I'm gonna be hitting the gym more days. I'm gonna be doing more sets, more reps. Well, to a certain degree, yes, that can cause more growth, more muscle mass, but it doesn't count if the quality is not there, all right? Quantity should never overshadow quality. All right, you may be doing more sets, more reps, more exercises, more days in the gym, but if you're not making them count, you're ultimately just wasting your time, and that's why you're not seeing the results that you want. So let's look at it this way. Notice what I'm doing. Just typical exercise for your triceps. Tricep push down, rope push downs, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. There's 2 main things I like to point out here. The fact that I can talk and have a clear conversation while doing this exercise should be a good indication that I'm not pushing hard enough. Second off, look at the speed in which I'm going. You see, I'm not even slowing down. I'm not fatigued. And that's exactly what many people are doing. And that's the reason why they're not seeing the results that they want. I've had too many times where I go to the gym and I see people, especially those who are training with a workout partner or in a group, they're talking while they're doing set. And I always believe if you can have a casual conversation without even sounding out of breath while you're doing your set, then you're not pushing hard enough, because if you actually are giving it your all, you shouldn't be wasting time and you shouldn't be able to have a conversation with someone else. Second off, the fact that I can go that easily, and I know many of you have seen this, or maybe some of you are doing this, just because you're going through the motion doesn't mean that you're getting anywhere. Think of it like this. You could be jogging in place, but you're not getting anywhere. Same thing with exercise like this. You could be actually moving the weight up and down, but if there's not an adequate amount of resistance, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're not gonna be seeing the results that you want. If I continue to do that just nonstop, I mean, realistically, what growth am I gonna get in my tricep? What results am I gonna get? So biggest thing is you need to understand that if that's the case, you need to push a little bit harder, okay? You need to get to the point where you're actually pushing past the point of comfort. When you start feeling that pain, that burning, you know, you feel the muscle getting filled up, getting that pump, those are the reps that count, okay? These reps right here are realistically not getting to you. They're not going to be doing anything. However, if you increase the weight, focus on the technique, really squeeze the muscle, those last few reps, the ones that burn, the ones where it really slows down, those are going to be the results that you want. Those are going to be the reps that get you to the goal that you're trying to achieve. And that's what everyone should be striving for. Again, you should be able to recognize that if you're just casually going through the motion, you're just there talking during a set and just going about it, not even concentrating, that's not pushing hard enough. And if you're not pushing hard enough, you're not going to be getting the results that you want. All right, from right here, let's go ahead and throw some weight on here and let's see what happens. Okay, that right there is either the big difference between how that first set looked compared to how this set looked. That one right there is what you call going to failure, okay? Now, going to failure isn't important. Not as much as, oh man, my triceps are pumped now, I'm feeling it. Going to failure is not as important as most people make it out to be, okay? Why is this? Research has shown that if you want to see the results that you want in terms of building muscle, then realistically, you only have to push as hard to the point where when you're done with your set, you only got 1 to 2 reps left in the tank, okay? So right now that I just finished that set, would I have been able to do 1 or 2 more reps? Probably not, realistically. If I were to try to go for 1 more set after that, or 1 more rep after that, I probably would have only gotten like up to here, and then boom, gave out. A lot of people, they push a little too hard, and that's exactly what they think. They think that they have to go to failure every single set of every single exercise. No, ultimately what you're doing is just pushing too hard. You're just, you're burning out too quickly, okay? Research, again, has shown push hard enough to the point where at the end of the set, you could have done, again, could have, not necessarily you have to do them, just you could have done 1 or 2 more reps. You don't have to go balls to the wall. You don't have to hammer each and every set. You don't have to go to failure every single time. Now, are there times where it is appropriate? Me personally, I believe occasionally, yes, you can and you should go to failure just so you understand the concept of what it actually means to feel failure. Because a lot of people, they stop at a certain amount of reps, whatever exercise, and they're like, yeah, I could have done 1 or 2 more reps. Not really. If you really dug down, you probably could have done an extra 5. So you see, they don't have a good idea. They don't have a perception. Their body has never felt what it's like to push to failure. So that way they have no way to gauge what it feels like when they're 1 or 2 reps from failure. So again, occasionally these sets to failure, occasionally throw them in your training however you want, so that way you at least have an idea and you're familiar with what it's like to be 1 or 2 reps shy of it without necessarily having to go completely to it. If you push too hard, then you're also not going to be seeing the results you want. At that point, you might just be overtraining. Since we're talking about the concept of overtraining, what exactly is it? Is it the result of pushing too hard? It could be, but at the same time, we also have to look into our recovery and our nutrition. Part of pushing too hard also means that you're not getting enough rest and you're not eating enough to compensate for how hard you're pushing. Again, a lot of people, balls to the wall, just hammering away at whatever exercise they want, day in and day out, set after set, rep after rep, exercise after exercise. But if they're not eating enough calories to compensate for that, again, and especially if you want to be someone who builds muscle, you want to be eating more calories. If they're not getting enough rest, again, you're not getting enough hours of sleep, you're training too many days in a row without a rest day occasionally, you're not going to be seeing the results you want. Your body needs to balance it all out. You can push harder and harder you want as long as you're getting enough rest that you can be getting, and as long as you're eating enough protein, enough carbs, enough fat, enough calories overall to help build on top of that excessive training that you're doing. So you see, it's all in a continuum. You can push harder, but make sure the calories follow it. Make sure the adequate rest follow as well. So ultimately, there's a happy middle in between, and it's all about doing me search. Again, I'm saying me search, not research, me search, because I'm going to be researching what works best for me. If you're not pushing hard enough, you can tell. If you can casually do whatever exercise you're doing, if you can have a conversation while you're in the middle of a set, obviously you're not going to be getting the results. If you want to get muscle, you want to build it up, you have to push past the point of discomfort. That burning, that pain, that discomfort that you feel in your muscles when you're doing an exercise, don't stop there the moment you feel it. Keep going. Those last few reps that really hurt, that burn, those are going to be the reps that give you the results that you want. On the flip side though, if you continue pushing past that point and you're just going all out until you cannot get a single rep more, that might be a little bit too much. Again, you do not have to push to failure every single time. So you got to find that happy in between. Different exercises, different muscle groups are going to feel differently depending on just whatever it is that you're doing. For example, me personally, if I'm doing exercise like arms, I feel comfortable doing sets of 10 to 12. However, when I'm working out my back, my lats, I feel really good doing sets of 5 to 6 reps. For some reason, my lats grow and I feel really pumped up if I do sets like that of 6 reps, 5 reps. I can go a little heavier with my lats. That's what works for me. But for my legs, for example, I feel comfortable doing sets of, maybe 8. Everyone's gonna be a little bit differently, but you gotta find out what's that happy medium for you. You gotta do that me search. And just as just one little extra tip, just because I feel like this is a good way that people monitor how hard they're pushing. If you're using soreness as a measure of progress and how effective a workout is, oh, buddy, you are sadly mistaken. That's just something bad waiting to happen. Why is this? It's because soreness should never be used as a way to monitor whether you pushed hard enough, whether a workout was effective, or whether you're going to be seeing results. What exactly is soreness? Soreness is obviously going to be, that pain that you feel the day after or a couple days after you work out. Now, what causes this soreness? Obviously, if you're trying something new and you really push a muscle hard during an exercise, obviously you're going to feel some soreness the next day. But the thing is, many people, they use soreness every single day as a measure of how effective or how hard they push themselves, thinking that, man, if I don't wake up sore the next day, man, I didn't push hard enough. No, the soreness could also be because you push too hard. Your soreness should be your body's way of telling you, hey, back off a little. I'm not getting enough rest. All right. I'm not getting enough food in me. I'm not getting enough hours of sleep. Hey, you're pushing maybe just a little too hard. And that's why my body's hurting the next day. Maybe let's tone it down a bit. Again, you should never use soreness as a way to measure how hard you're pushing yourself in the gym. Because again, it could just be your body's way of telling you that, hey, maybe we're just pushing it a little bit too much. For example, me, my back, I never feel it sore. My lower back occasionally, my traps occasionally, but my lats never feel sore. However, I like to believe that they are actually pretty well developed. I could do a lot of pull-ups. I'm pretty strong in my bent over rows. My one arm rows are solid. T-bar rows are good. My back is my strongest and I believe my most well-developed body part. I mean, you can see my lats from right here. Granted, I'm not the biggest person in the world, but I mean, I like to think that my lats are decent. They never, ever get sore. Are they still growing? Am I still seeing results in them? Yes, obviously, because over time I see, that V shape coming in. It's not quite where I want it to be, but it's still better than what it used to be. So that way I'm never going to be using soreness as a measure. My chest gets very, very sore for some reason. Every time I could be doing the most minimal chest workouts, and my chest the next day just feels fried. It hurts when I stretch it out. If I were to wake up in the morning and just yawn like that, I feel the stretch. It just hurts so much. That's different. So now I know, okay, maybe that was a little bit too much and I could back it down. And now my chest workouts are not as excessive as they used to be. Because again, that soreness was it was too much. I didn't want to deal with that. So now I'm backing it down and I'm still seeing progress. All right, my chest is still growing the way that I would like. But I'm not using that soreness as a measurement of how effective the workout is. I'm just using it to gauge, hey, is it a little bit too much? Do I need to rest a little bit more? Do I need to back down the sets, the reps, the number of exercises? Probably. Just want to throw that out there about soreness. Don't believe me? Do your research, look up more into it. Again, do not rely on soreness alone. Rely on how easily the exercise looks and how you feel going into the next exercise. Are you feeling sluggish? No. The next day, do you feel like, oh man, I'm feeling groggy. I just need another rest day. Mentally, I'm not quite there. Those should be the indications whether you're pushing either not hard enough or a little bit too much. But that's just up to me. Comment down below if this video was helpful. Again, I just want to help you out. I want you all to realize whether you're pushing a little bit too hard or just not pushing enough. We got to find a little bit of that in between right there. Again, me search, research what works best for you. Just comment down below also any other video suggestions you'd like to see me do, whether it be about mindset, motivation, nutrition, diets, workouts, programs, whatever it is. Comment down below. I'd be more than happy to help you all out. Be sure to subscribe not just to my channel, but my girlfriend's channel, our couple's channel, so you don't miss out on any new videos. Because remember, we got new videos every week across the board for all 3 channels. For this channel specifically, new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So don't miss out. And then Instagram and TikTok, same thing. Be sure to follow me on my accounts, girlfriend's accounts, couple's accounts. I put all the links down in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch y'all next time.